Hey YouTube, it's YouTube Bear. Today I'm taking some leftover roasts, chop them up, and I'm gonna make a leftover roast hoagies. So first things first, I've already got these cooked, as you can tell. I'm not gonna make you watch me chop it up. You can chop it up however you want. I'm gonna of course keep the juice and the fat in there to heat it up in. So, and this isn't gonna be, actually I'm not sure yet. I'm definitely doing the hoagies, but if there is a lot after the hoagies, I'm gonna make something else with it, so we don't waste any of it. So, I'm gonna get this rolling, and I'll be back in just a couple minutes. Okay, got my roast beef all done. I didn't let it warm up completely, so I had to more or less chop it instead of pulling it or whatever. And so I don't really care. You just do it however you want it. In case anybody wanted to know, all I did was, I gave it a really thick coating of Montreal steak seasoning, and then I slow roasted it in the smoker without any smoke. I didn't use smoke. And then I just let it cook till it looked good on the outside, and I threw it in a pan, and put some tinfoil on top so it could cook through without burning or getting too nasty. So I'm gonna work on my sauce next. I'm gonna take care of this, but I just wanted to let you see what it was. I'll be right back. So I gotta sneeze. Okay, I wasn't gonna show this. Everybody knows how to do it, but I'll show it anyways. I'm gonna first things first. Gotta get some avocado ready. You all right? Yeah. You just bam. Oop. Boy, that. See, the first one came out perfectly because I got the camera rolling. There we go. If you have dogs, I'm sure most of you know, make sure they don't get any part of this avocado. Because for one, the seed could choke them to death. But I think they said there's also a chemical in there that's really bad for dogs. So, might even be for cats. I'm not really sure. I know it's definitely for dogs. I don't have a cat, so I don't usually look up. I'm not even gonna bother cutting them. I'm just gonna. Okay. And I'm gonna make sure, because it happened the first time, that the little stem doesn't get in it. So, all right. Oops. Beautiful. All right. Now I'm just gonna. You don't even have to chop this up. You don't want to, but I'm gonna. Some of these aren't exactly that ripe either. The first one was. The second one only a little bit. But what I'm gonna do is break this up, mash it up, crush it up, okay? And then and what I am gonna do, so it doesn't turn black or brown or whatever, so it doesn't oxidize anything, is take this. This is just a little bit of vinegar and some red chili flake, and I just let them soak in there for a little bit, and this will give it some flavor, and it'll help preserve the avocado. So I'm not going to make you watch this because it's going to be boring, because like I said, that one's not completely ripe, so it's going to be a pain in the butt to mush. So I'll be back in just a couple minutes. Okay, I got my avocado nice and mashed up. I had to grab my potato masher because that second one, like I said, wasn't very ripe. It didn't want to mash. Now it's not completely smooth, but it's not really chunky. It's just got little bits in it. So I'm going to take my granulated onion and give it a sprinkle across because I don't want it to be too strong. All right. A little bit of paprika. No, but I got the right. Okay, and then I'm going to take my 4 pepper medley, I think it is. Give it a couple. Alright. I think it might be almost time to get a new one of these. Maybe we should just tear it apart and clean it. Alright. And then I'm going to use a little bit of dill weed.
Paprika went on my nose.
Shouldn't have. You need a lot of paprika to flavor stuff. want to do too much a day a week. Then oh, I forgot the salt again. Okay, I'm gonna grab my salt, mix this up, and then I'll be right back. So you have to sit there and watch that. Okay, I went and grabbed my salt. I'm gonna put a nice sprinkle of salt in here, and I'm now gonna stir it and give it a try. And I'll be back in just a couple minutes. All right, I stirred it up really good. Taste it. I put a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper combo in it, peppercorn combo, and it looks really good. It tastes decent. Paprika, it really changed the color. It made it look a little bit browner, but I know it's not from that. Now all I'm going to do is I'm using Japanese mayo. Really, you can stop right there. You don't have to use any mayo. You can use regular mayo, any kind of mayonnaise you want. If you have an MSG sensitivity, don't use Japanese mayonnaise because the MSGs don't make it taste good. So we're just going to squirt a big old glob in there and stir it up. See what it tastes like. Look at that. Yeah. Looks like vomit from The Exorcist or baby diarrhea. It's alright, it'll taste good.
Looks like a bad case of deviled egg mixture.
Oh, that too. Let's give this a little. That's where it's at. Alright. Now, I'm going to get this put away, and I'll be back in a couple minutes with my next step. Okay, I'm back. Oop, camera's going screwy again. Okay, that's about it. Does that every once in a while, it just starts zooming in on its own. Alright, I just have a pan, just regular old cornstarch. Didn't add any flour, didn't add any leaveners. What I am going to do is take some of my pepper medley blend and get a decent amount in there. Okay. Now I'm going to take my jalapeno powder, very carefully take my jalapeno powder, and just put a little bit in there because I don't want this stuff to be hot. I just want that to have some flavor. So that stuff gets in the air, everybody's going to start sneezing. And then some salt. And that's all I'm going to use in this. Okay. I'm going to, there we go, mix this up. And I'll be back in a couple minutes. Actually, I think I did get some of my nose. I'll be back in a couple minutes. Alright. I have a big old onion. It was supposed to be, I ordered groceries, I don't know, a little ways back. It's supposed to be the small boat, and they sent me a giant one instead. So, first things first, I am going to get all the skin and the garbage, because I think that one layer might be a little starting to go. So, I'm just going to, just like that. I'm going to cut it in half. And I want to go through both of the ends. You okay, Pork? Probably should be using a different knife, but I'm trying to dirty as little as possible, so I'm just going to wash them off and stuff. Okay, here we go. Okay. Now, I'm going to take the end off. Beautiful. That way I'll have nice long strands of it. And of course I am going to take this outer layer off, because like I said, I think it's a little bit on the gross side. But I'm going to leave this top on, because I want to put it through my mandolin. Like I said, I ordered smaller ones, but they sent the big ones, so I don't want to go to waste. There we go. Make sure. Okay, looks good. All right, now I'm just going to take my mandolin. I'm going to use the thin slice because I don't really like thick ones. Like I'm not a huge fan of onions to begin with. But the onion straws are onion strings or whatever you like to call them. You know, the thin ones. They taste pretty good on most sandwiches. So I'm going to go with that. Now I'm just going to take this and upward, you see it. And just like this. Yeah, it is. Woo! Okay, and I do have my guard here, so you get down towards the end, don't take a chance, use your guard, unless you want a hospital bill. Which I don't think many people do. I don't know, maybe some people do, I don't know. Alright, now, I'm not going to dry these off, I'm not going to salt them, or nothing. I'm not using an egg wash, milk, anything. They're going just in here. Just like that. I'm going to try to break them up. Oh, whoops, that's a little piece of skin. I don't want that in there. Alright. So, like I said, I'm just going to continue to do that. I'm just going to make, I think this might be all I'm going to make because I don't really see everybody eating a bunch of them. So, we're just going to do that. And I am going to, the one thing I am going to do is once I get them all mixed up, I'm going to press on them a little bit to get this to stick nicely to it. I do this with pickles too. You make fried pickles because I don't like a huge, a really thick batter on them. I like a very thin batter on them. So I do it like this instead. There we go, just like that, see? Whoop. I think that's a piece of, yep, that's a piece of skin too. I'll wipe my hands off because I got nasty onion juice on it. Like I said, we're just gonna mix these up, make sure they're all coated, and oops, try not to make too big of a mess. Try not to drop it on the floor because even though Sophia's sleeping and she hears food, she might, and I don't want her to eat onions. Onions aren't good for dogs. There we go. See, get them nice and covered, and I'm gonna let these sit for a while. All the liquid can absorb. I think that should be plenty, don't you think? Are you going to have any?
Yeah, I have some.
Oh, think that's enough?
Oh, yeah.
Like I said, this is really the only way I like it. I don't like giant chunks of onion in food. That's why a lot of times I'll use shallot and I'll cut them just so small that they literally just kind of dissolve in your food. They give it the flavor, but you're not going to get big old bites of it. There we go. That should be good. I'm going to get this all over the place. Okay. Set them right there. Trying not to get cornstarch all over the place, even though I know I'm going to. I'm going to take care of my onions and all my stuff here. Like I said, I'm going to let these sit for a while, but while that's going on, I'm going to get my pot with my oil ready. I'm just going to use a very small one with very little oil. It'll take longer because I'll have to batch them out, but I won't make a big of a mess and I won't waste as much oil. So I'll be back in just a couple minutes. Alright, real quick, I'm going to get my tomatoes made up, or done off, not really made up. All I'm going to do is cut them up. Now, instead of you sitting here watching me do this, hold on a second. Okay. Now, all I'm going to do is drop my tomatoes down on a plate, and then I'm going to take a little bit of salt and do both sides. So you might want to be a little sparing on the salt. Now I'm going to take a little, just a smidge of citric acid because it does not take much. And you don't want to change the flavor any. There we go. And then just some granulated garlic. And that's all I'm going to do to my tomatoes. If these are perfect, then I'm not going to do the other side. It should be alright.
Mm-hmm.
Is that alright? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm only going to do the one side. I'm going to do these up, let them sit, and then I'm going to finish getting my oil and stuff ready, because I'm getting everything ready before I go into the kitchen, which after the tomatoes, I think that's everything, because I bought pre-shredded lettuce, which I know is stupid, it's more expensive, but I didn't feel like farting around. So I'll be back in just a couple minutes. Alright. Got my pan ready. I'm using a... Actually, this is bigger than I wanted to use, but I forgot the other one started to rust, so I threw it in I recycled it. Threw it in the garbage. I don't even know what I did with it. No, I got rid of it. So, there we go. Go and turn the heat on this, about medium. And as this is warming up, I'm gonna get my meat ready in the back, so I can heat some of it up. Because I'm almost at that stage where almost time to make a sandwich and fill our fat faces. So back up minutes. Okay, while this all's heating up, I have my pan in the back. I'm gonna put it on low, and I made sure that I have a pan that has a lid for it that'll fit nicely. Still let a little air out. That way, or a little steam. Excuse me, not really air. But that way, I don't have to dry it out, you know, because it is reheated meat. So more and more you reheat something, the drier it gets. I'm just gonna take a little bit of this and oh, not hot enough yet. Now sizzling a little bit, not a whole lot. Let's turn that up just a smidge more. Okay. Now, like I said, I'm gonna put my meat in this, and I'm not gonna make you watch that. So I'll be back in a couple minutes. Okay, I made sure I mixed this up really good before I put any in there. You know, because I want to make sure everything's coated with fat and the gel. And then I'm going to take a little bit of beef broth. And so, you know, I get a nice steamy environment to heat up with, hopefully not drying out. There we go. Didn't want to stay put. That's almost ready. So I'll be back as soon as the oil's hot enough. Okay, my oil's ready. Now, I'm just gonna plug them off, slowly put them in there. Beautiful. Okay. Now I have a plate. I think I might have picked up. Yeah, I did. Whew, I didn't dump that in there. That would have been one heck of a mess. One of the stink. I have a plate and what do they call them? Tea towel. So I can let these drain out a little bit. And that way I'm not wasting paper towels, and I'm using a plate that can go in the dishwasher afterwards, so I'm not wasting a plate on that instead of using, you know, like a styrofoam or paper plate or something. I'm trying, here and there, I'm trying. No, I'm not the best at it. Recycling, that is. Reusing stuff. Give those a nice little stir. These won't take too long. They will be good. This is my favorite way to do them. I don't do them very much, but this is my favorite way. You alright? Yep. So.
Grease is heavy.
Yeah, well, I'm frying onion straws or strings, or whatever you like to call them. So these should only take a couple minutes. And like huh?
Sorry.
For what? Oh yeah, a couple minutes ago. Oh yeah. Well, as soon as everything's done, I'll turn the fan on. I got the window. Actually, you can open the door too, because the AC's not on. Duh. Forgot about that. Oh, sorry. You guys are listening to me babble. Okay. I'm gonna cut you off for just a minute, and when these are done, which shouldn't take too long, I'll kick it back on. All right. This batch is done. My second batch, I'm not gonna cook this long. This batch, I like them a little crispier. So oh, beautiful. Now, if you want these like completely, you know, like hardcore coated, go right ahead. Use an egg wash if you want, milk, whatever. I like to just put a very slight coat on them and do them like this. 'Cause it gives them a little crisp, doesn't make them so they're too heavy. Like I said, I'm not the biggest fan of onions, you know, getting a big old bite in my food, but these in a sandwich or burger do taste pretty good. So set those there. I'll let my heat get back up a little bit. I did turn my meat up just a little bit. I stirred it once and then turned it up a little bit. There we go. Okay. And you know, you break it up if you want, or whatever, however you feel like putting it in your sandwich. There's nothing like a big old roast beef hoagie that's loaded with everything you think of. Right, that's good. So I'm gonna do my second batch. Like I said, the second batch I'm not gonna make as crispy. So it goes in there. Almost throw a big old. Probably should be doing this with my hand, or I should have strained the stuff first, but I was too lazy. Started my life. Yeah, I know I'm getting a lot of crap in there now. I just want to get it done because I am hungry. Which is weird because usually, oh well, actually I shouldn't say that. I guess because when I don't like eating for the first couple hours after I wake up, and it doesn't matter how late I sleep, how early I wake up. I just don't like, and I've done it since I was a kid. I don't like to eat when I wake up. So sometimes, which happened yesterday, I didn't get anything ready, so by the time I was hungry and starting to get a headache, I decided to get some food instead because it would take longer to cook it. Even though I'd already done this, so I could, you know, eat. Which was my stupidity, but that's what I did. So I thought today I'd start this hella early. And I'm getting a lot of cornstarch in there. I'm definitely not going to be using that oil again. Oh, there's a couple more right there. Alright. And this, I could probably use it again. Get yourself some green tomatoes or something like that, or some pickles, like I said earlier about pickles. The tomatoes, I would definitely use a egg wash or something like that with, so you get a nice thick coating on them. But pickles and onions, when I do have them, I like a nice thin coat. So that's why I do it without the wash. Boy, those are good. This is gonna be good on my sandwich. Like I said, this batch I'm not gonna let go that long. Meat's getting there, and now I'm gonna get my rolls, or my hoagie rolls, ready. Okay, get my rolls ready. My hoagie rolls, sub rolls, whatever you like to call them. Using this Enzio and Sons. I think they're great. A little expensive, but I buy them every once in a great while because their hoagie roll, their hamburger rolls, everything are just so good, but a little pricey, so I don't buy them a whole lot. Now I'm just going to take these, set them in there like so. Come on, there. Just to get a little crisp on the inside, so that, oh boy, it's going to be good. I got my lettuce already shredded. I got sliced provolone cheese. Now I'm gonna throw these on it. I'm gonna check them. Actually, I'm gonna check them after about 3 minutes. I'm gonna put them at 400 because I just want to get a little crisp on them. I'll be right back. Time to check on my onions. Right, there's the second batch. I didn't cook them as long. I turned the meat down a little bit. It's nice and warm through. And I'm gonna check my buns in about 2 minutes, 1 minute. I don't know how long it took me. So I'll be back. Yep, 2 minutes. When I ran to the grocery store yesterday, I saw something new. I'd never seen them before, called minute mushrooms. You microwave them, they're already seasoned and cooked, so I decided to get one for tonight. So I'm gonna throw these in there in the microwave, get them heated up, and then I have, I'm lazy, so I bought pre-sliced pepperoncinis. So I will be back in a couple minutes. I just checked on my rolls, and I'm gonna put them in for, actually, let me check real. Okay, this one I think is right. Mine I am gonna put in there a little bit longer. Say 400, and I'm just gonna go about 2 minutes, it should be okay. There we go. Back just a couple minutes. Almost got everything ready. Alright, time to put this baby together. First things first, my avocado mayonnaise. Or my avocado with mayonnaise, I guess is more like it. Put a little bit on each side. I am going to take, I'll be back in a minute. Of course I can hear people. Okay, I'm back. Right, now I'm going to take my tomatoes and put them on there. Don't want to use too much. Okay. Now I'm going to take some provolone cheese. Love the smell of provolone. And I am going to use 2 pieces. And now I am going to chuck some meat on here, so I'm just gonna, it's just sitting out, so you don't have to wait. Put a bunch on there. The residual heat should melt the cheese a little bit or soften it. Okay, now I'm going to put on these bagged mushrooms. Small, right? Okay. That. Be prepared to make a mess. Well, of course I always am, because I almost always make messes. Okay. I'm going to take some of these. Good. Might not like the best, but I'll tell you right now, it tastes good. Okay. See, make sure I got everything, because I almost always forget one thing. Okay. I think I got everything this time, I hope. Now I'm just going to take a little bit of shredded lettuce. Just a little, a lot. Okay. And then just regular old white vinegar. Right on the lettuce. There we go. And for mine, I'm not going to put them on this one. Like I said, I have the sliced pepperoncinis to give it a little buzz, a little kick. Now, if you like this, please like, subscribe, share, comment. Oh, look at that, beautiful. And that's just some leftover meat. You know, I did spend a couple extra hours because I got, even though I had cheese, but you know, I got the rolls and the lettuce and stuff like that. But that's another meal right there. Plus, I think I do have enough for. I'm not really sure, either to make more sandwiches or make another meal besides that. So, everybody take it easy, be safe, stay healthy. Bye-bye.